There are so many stable elements present in the nucleus. So you can initiate activity. I mean, you can start artificial radioactivity in the stable nucleus by bombarding them with fast moving charged or uncharged particles. So here cyclotron is one such a technique which was developed in 1934 by Professor Lawrence and Livingston. See, they have employed electric field as well as magnetic field to accelerate only positive charged particles like protons, alpha particles, ions, etc. Okay, so it can be used to accelerate positively charged particles like protons, alpha particles and ions. What are the uses? The first use already known to you. See, using them you can initiate nuclear reactions, and by accelerating the charged particle and made it to fall on a solid. See, when you install ions inside a solid, you can change its properties. See, right? After making the charged particle get into the structure, crystal structure, solid structure, see, its property will be changed. For that purpose also we can use cyclotrons. See, in India it was Meghanand Saha. He developed 35-inch cyclotron for the first time. Meghanand Saha developed his own in Calcutta University. He developed a particle accelerated cyclotron. So later on we have developed particle accelerator like Cockcroft voltage multiplier, then tandem Van de Graaff generator. Later on, say, we have been given a cyclotron by USA, Aligarh Muslim University, then Varanasi University, Andhra University, then even in Voltaire University. See, we initially installed particle accelerators. So we have other particle accelerator called linear accelerator. We call it as a LINAC. Later on in IIT Kanpur we have installed one particle accelerator, and TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, BRC, Baba Atomic Research Center. So today we have got world class particle accelerators in our country. Okay. See, before this cyclotron, the very first particle accelerator is Cockcroft Volton particle accelerator. Okay. So later on using linear accelerator we started accelerating the charged particles, and it was Professor Lawrence and Livingston developed a new technology to accelerate a charged particle, and this is called cyclotron. Here the charged particle is made to move along the circular path, and it is gradually accelerated by increasing the electric fields. Okay. So now we shall understand the working of cyclotron. A cyclotron consisting of an evacuated chamber, and a strong magnetic field is acting perpendicular to this. There is a magnetic field which is acting perpendicular to plane of this board and towards you. Magnetic field is acting towards you. It is perpendicular to plane of the board. This is the magnetic field. Okay, it's a totally evacuated chamber. There is no air inside. And here two D-shaped metal cabins are kept. D-shape. We generally call it as D's. Okay, it's an empty inside. It is like this. empty. Okay, it can move inside. A D-shaped metal cabins are there. And these are connected to high frequency radio oscillator. HF oscillator, high frequency oscillator. So due to this I call it as D1. This is D1 and this is D2. D1 and D2 alternately getting positively and negatively charged. Okay, let me say this is negatively charged, this is positively charged. In the next cycle, this becomes positively charged and this becomes negatively charged. So therefore, we are connected to high frequency oscillator. See, therefore, positive and negative polarity is not constant, it is changing with respect to time. The particle to be accelerated, see here I just keep the particle which has to be accelerated, say a proton, the particle is released. So it is a positively charged particle. See, when you release the particle, see by that time if we take it, it's a negative. Say this particle get accelerated towards this, and you know that inside this cabin, metal cabin D, D2, there is no electric field. Electric field inside the cavity is zero. It is just like a cavity, box is there, semicircular box. Okay, inside that it is zero. See, therefore it moves inside like this, and it is the magnetic field which makes it to move along the circular path. See, therefore it comes here. See, when it comes here, by that time D1 becomes negative and D2 plus positive. The charged particle is accelerated inside and inside the cabin electric field is zero. When it comes out, see, this becomes negative. See, therefore it accelerated towards this, and again inside there is no electric field, it comes out, again this becomes negative, it gets inside. See, like this the charged particles started moving along the circular path with increasing speed. So when it goes on turning like this, a stage is being reached. So using a magnetic deflecting system, you can, using deflecting plates, you can make it to come out the system. So this charged particle is having very high velocity. The proton which is being accelerated is having very high velocity, and as a result, when it comes out and when it falls on any target, any metal, it can initiate nuclear process. See, in that way the cyclotron can be used to accelerate charged particle. So let me once again explain this. See, this is an evacuated chamber. Here magnetic field is acting perpendicular to this plane, and there are two metal Ds, D1 and D2, which are connected to high frequency oscillator. The charged particle to be accelerated is released at the center. Since it is a positively charged particle, got attracted towards D2, which is momentarily having negative potential. Inside this chamber there is no electric field, therefore it moves like this, and it is the magnetic field which makes it to move along the circular path. By the time it comes over here, D1 becomes negative, D2 becomes positive, therefore it accelerated inside. Again inside electric field is zero, it comes out. See, therefore it is the magnetic field which makes it to move along the circular path, and the electric field accelerated. Therefore its path cannot be a circular, it is a spiral. Therefore gradually it moves with increasing velocity, and using deflecting plates you can take out the charged particle from the system, and this charged particle is having very high velocity. See, on bombardment it can initiate any nuclear process. See, in that way the cyclotron is used to accelerate charged particles like protons. Okay, thank you. Let me stop at this stage. Good morning, dear students. See, yesterday we have understood the construction and working of cyclotron. So today we shall solve few more problems related to cyclotrons. See, before going to that, I once again recap the working of cyclotron. Cyclotron is a particle accelerator. It is used to accelerate charged particles like protons, alpha particles, deuterons and ions, positive ions. So they are mainly used to initiate nuclear reactions. The fast moving charged particle, when they are bombarded on a stable nucleus, it starts undergoing nuclear decay. A nuclear reaction will start. See, that's why they are being used. And they are also used to put some ions into the solids and thereby changing its characteristics, its properties. It is used to impregnate ions into the solids so that its characteristics will be changed. So depending on our requirement, so we are doing that. And thirdly, say they are used in the hospitals for diagnosing and for treatment, like using cobalt 60, a radioactive material, cobalt 60. So we can treat cancerous diseases, cancerous tumors can be treated. Cobalt is not radioactive, but it is being made radioactive by bombardment with charged particles. So we can start radioactivity in the material by bombarding the nucleus of certain stable nucleus with the fast moving charged particles. See, with the help of induced radioactivity, we can obtain radioisotope like cobalt 60, which is used for treating cancerous tumors. Okay, so in this way, cyclotrons have got plenty of applications. Cyclotron was designed by Lawrence and Livingston in 1934. So it is consisting of an evacuated chamber and strong magnetic field of strength B, strong uniform magnetic field of strength B is applied perpendicular to the plane of this setup. It is acting like this. Okay, and inside this, two D-shaped metal chambers are kept. Two D-shaped metal chambers are kept. We generally call them as Ds. Let me call this as D1. This is D1 and the other one is D2. It is hollow semicircular chamber. And these two are connected to high frequency oscillator, high frequency radio frequency oscillator, high frequency oscillator. So when you operate this high frequency oscillator, the Ds, the metal chambers, alternately getting positive and negative, right? They acquire positive and negative polarity alternately. During every half cycle, their polarity got changed. Okay, that is the use, and it takes place at the very fast rate because it is connected to a high frequency oscillator. The particle to be accelerated, say a proton, is released at the center. When it is released at the center, by the time when D2 acquires negative potential, D1 acquires positive potential. Since proton is having positive charge, it is accelerated towards or accelerated into the D2 chamber D2. And inside this chamber, it is hollow. You know that inside a metal box, electric field is zero. So therefore, inside this there is no electric field. However, the magnetic field which is acting perpendicular to the charged particle makes the charged particle to move in a circular path. By the time when it comes in between the two Ds, D1 acquires negative polarity and D2 acquires positive polarity. So as a result, it is accelerated towards D1, and again inside there is no electric field. Therefore, it is the magnetic field which makes it to move along the circular path. Again, when it comes, D1 acquires negative polarity, D2 acquires positive polarity. Have you got my point? See, the high frequency oscillator or applied frequency is such that it becomes equal to cyclotron frequency. What is cyclotron frequency? See, you know that already mv square by r is equal to bqv. See, 1v got cancelled. What remains? M into v by r is equal to bq. So you know that v by r is omega. Omega is equal to bq. Omega can be written as 2 pi nu is equal to bq, or nu is equal to bq by 2 pi m. 2 pi m. See, this is what we call it as cyclotron frequency, indicated by nu c. Nu c is equal to bq divided by 2 pi m. The frequency of high frequency oscillator is adjusted in such a way that it becomes equal to cyclotron frequency. Applied frequency becomes equal to cyclotron frequency. Then we say that it is in resonance state. So that every time when it comes in the gap between the two Ds, the polarity got changed. As a result, the charged particle, proton, got accelerated and its path became spiral. It started moving like this, and the radius almost reaches the radius of the Ds. And using magnetic field, we can make it to deflect out of the chamber. Using magnetic field, using magnetic lens system, you can make it to deflect out of it. This is an exit port. So using an exit port, it comes out of the chamber and it is made to fall on the target on which it has to touch. Okay, it is being bombarded on the target. So the accelerated proton beam is made to fall on the target, so that it will initiate nuclear process, or it is made to hit a solid wherein the ion fit into the solid. So like that. In that way, we are going to make use of cyclotron. See, this is working of the cyclotron. See, what is the period of the period of revolution of charged particle? The period of revolution is given by 2 pi m by bq. 2 pi m by bq. So I hope you have followed this. So once long back, Sir C.V. Raman explaining the working of cyclotron in front of a big gathering. So Sir C.V. Raman was known for his lectures. Okay, see, so his lectures were very interesting. Even any common people not having any background of science could follow what he is going to tell, what he explains. Okay, that way Sir C.V. Raman was a so popular lecturer. So his lecture, whenever there is a lecture of Sir C.V. Raman, the hall used to be completely filled. See, once he was giving a lecture, all varieties of people listening to his class. He was explaining about cyclotron. He explaining as the particle go on increasing the speed, its energy will increases. As it started moving along a circular path, its energy will increases. An old person sitting in the front row asked the Raman, how could a charged particle moving in a circular path could gain more energy? So then Raman stepped out of the dais and took his walking stick and started wielding the walking stick. And he asked him the question, Suppose if I leave this walking stick, what would happen? The stick will hit somebody's head and blood will come out. Raman said, in exactly similar way, when a charged particle is started moving along a circular path, it acquires high speed, and when it is made to hit a target, it can initiate nuclear reaction. Okay, see, see that way, see he was able to convince the old man and made him to appreciate how a charged particle like a proton has a mass 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg, very small light particle. Okay, see, such a light particle could initiate a nuclear reaction. So nucleus is very strong, it never allow any particle to get inside. But with the help of a cyclotron, you can accelerate a proton in such a way that it can enter inside the nucleus and cause nuclear reaction. And it causes instability during its bombardment, so that a nuclear process will be initiated. So let us consider a problem related to cyclotron. Calculate problems on cyclotron. Calculate the frequency of electric field that must be applied between the D's of cyclotron in order to accelerate alpha particle. In order to accelerate alpha particle, if magnetic flux density applied in the cyclotron is 3.14 Tesla. And you know that what is so let us take mass of accelerate proton. We shall take proton. What is mass of proton? Mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Okay. See, what is cyclotron frequency? Frequency is equal to BQ divided by 2 pi m. See, this comes out to be, what is B? See here, B is given 3.14 T, and Q, charge on the proton, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. And what is mass? 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. You please substitute all these values. See, therefore applied frequency is 3.14, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, 2 into 3.14, m is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. Okay, you please simplify this equation and find out what is the frequency, hertz. See, this is the applied frequency. At resonance, applied frequency becomes equal to cyclotron frequency. Okay. See, here I have taken the expression for cyclotron frequency. It is equal to applied frequency under resonance conditions. So let us take the next problem. In a cyclotron, the radius of these is 0.5 meter, and magnetic flux density applied is 1.67 Tesla. Calculate the energy of proton emerging from the cyclotron, See, what is the expression for kinetic energy? See, we know the expression for velocity. What is velocity? See, this is mv square by r is equal to bqv. So 1v got cancelled. What remains? V is equal to bqr divided by m. So you know that kinetic energy is half mv square. See, therefore, you are going to get b square q square r square divided by 2m. See, this is the kinetic energy. See, therefore, k is equal to b square q square r square divided by 2m. See, here B is given. B is equal to 1.67 Tesla. What is the charge on the proton? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 Coulomb. And what is the radius? 0.5 meter. What is the mass? 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So please substitute all these values. K is equal to 1.67 square, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 square into 0.5 square divided by 2 into m, 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. Okay. On simplification, you are going to get, you please substitute and calculate. See, this will be in terms of joule. Okay, even you can convert in terms of electron volt. Okay, I will show you later how it can be done. So you have to divide this by 1 electron volt is, what is 1 electron volt? 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. See, therefore, whatever you have got, so you have to divide this by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, so that your final result will be in electron volt. See, whatever you got here, see, that should be substituted here. So that, you will be getting the answer in terms of electron volt, either milli electron volt or mega electron volt, see, depending on your requirement. So now let us consider one more such problem. A cyclotron oscillator frequency is 10 megahertz. What should be the operating magnetic field what should be the operating magnetic field for accelerating proton, protons? If the radius of the disc is 60 centimeter, find kinetic energy of protons in MeV, mega electron volt. Produced by cyclotron. Okay, first you have to radius is given, you have to find out what is kinetic energy. See, let us calculate this. Magnetic field is not given. See, therefore we can make use of the relation B is equal to 2 pi m into V divided by Q. So you already know that V is equal to BQ by 2 pi m. See, therefore B is equal to this much. So what you are going to get, 2 into 3.14, and then what is V here? V is equal to R omega, R into 2 pi nu. What is R? So R is given this much, 0.6, and 2 into 3.14, nu is 10 megahertz, 10 into 10 raised to 7. So what you are going to get, 3.78 into 10 raised to 7. 3.78 into 10 raised to 7. So you please substitute here. 2 into 3.14, mass of proton 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. V is 3.78 into 10 raised to 7 divided by charge on proton 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. See, on simplification you will be getting about 0.66 Tesla. Please check this calculation. You will be getting 0.66 Tesla. This is V. See, this is frequency. Remember, this is velocity, this is frequency. Actually V is equal to R omega. Omega can be written like this, 2 pi nu gives you, or 2 pi f. Instead of f, we are using the symbol nu. Nu means frequency. It's a Greek symbol, meter per second. And then what is the other thing they have asked? They have asked you to calculate what is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to, second one, half mv square, half mass is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. How much velocity? 3.78 into 10 raised to 7 whole square. See, when you simplify this, you will get the answer in terms of joule. And then what you have to do, K is equal to kinetic energy in joule, see, divided by 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 19, it will be in electron volt. See, again, you please simplify this, you will be getting around 7 mega electron volt. See, this comes out to be around 7 mega electron volt. You please check up your calculations. See, this is about the problems related to cyclotron. See, cyclotron cannot be used to accelerate charged particles like electron. See, because electron is a light particle. I mean to say, it is not as heavy as proton. So when you accelerate a particle to very high velocity, according to Einstein, there is a variation of mass with velocity. M is equal to m naught divided by root of 1 minus v by c whole square. Suppose in this equation, if v is equal to c, if v goes very close to c, then which implies m goes to infinity. See, this is called relativistic variation of mass with velocity. When you accelerate the electron to very high speed, when its speed goes very close to speed of light, then automatically its mass increases, so that its velocity decreases. So that's why we say that the speed of light has the ultimate speed. No particle in the nature can move faster than speed of light, because there is a restriction here. There is a relativistic variation of mass with velocity. Therefore, using cyclotron, you cannot accelerate electron to very high velocities. Only proton, alpha particle, deuteron, ions can be accelerated, but not electron.